All right. What's going on, boys? What's up, Guggen, Dhruv, Hamza? What's going on? Hope you guys had a good day. Pretty solid day overall. We were waiting for that TTD trade. Definitely a trade of the day for me. I went heavy in it because I was waiting for that setup as a trade of the week from the newsletter. If you guys checked it, and I finally got my entry today, and it went up almost, I think, over 90% today. So, and it's a July 18th call, so I did go heavy. I scaled out some at 50%. I'm still holding quite a few. I did have a sell for the rest of them at 100%. It did not trigger today. What's up, Gervais, Tonka? How you guys doing? One thing I did want to mention is at the end of the day there, I was warning everyone if we did not close over 3,800 on SPX, there's a good chance for a big gap down tomorrow. The reason being 3,800 has been a brick wall. There's a lot of stuff at 3,800 we'll go over. What's up, Ricky? Dhruv, thank you, bro. And other than that, I mean, this is just a range bound week, guys. Like, there's been a lot of movement, a lot of this, a lot of that, a lot of bulls, a lot of bears. But overall, in the last 3 days, we haven't really moved. If you guys check it, it's all been dancing around 37.70. Today's close was 37. What was the close here? Close was 37.95, so we did close above 37.70 again, but right now after hours it looks like they're bringing us right back down to 37.70. What's up, G Money? What's up, Andrew? How you doing? And right now it's pretty much the same thing. I do think that there's going to be buyers until quarter end, which is June 30th. Will we go straight up in a line? Absolutely not. So what I'm expecting is this kind of chop where people get trapped into puts, they get screwed, people get trapped into calls, they get screwed. So we have to be very quick for the next 2 weeks, which is my plan. I've been scaling out very aggressively as soon as I'm in profit in anything because it's all chop. And you guys see SPY dumping after hours. It's exactly what I warned you about. Any close under 3,800 after that big run up we had on SPX. At the end of the day there, we ran from, what was it, 1 o'clock was the bottom, and then we ran all the way till 3:50. So basically we ran in a straight line for 2 hours into a very strong resistance where also we have resistance on RUT, which was 17.15, Kara pointed out. Hit it at the same time, very easy short there. So if you guys are too long overnight, I'm sorry, I warned like 4 or 5 times, 3,800 is a great wall of China. I did take a little bit of AMD puts. It's more of a hedge for the longs that I do have. So let's go over a couple of those. QQQXLF, QQQ as you see here as well. I have a huge resistance here at 284.94 and it looks like we rejected it again at the end of the day there. We closed at 284.90, so just under my resistance. When you close just under resistances, it's hard to break them overnight, guys. We might get a gap down tomorrow morning. Let's see. XLF, absolute garbage all day. End of day there, 1 o'clock bottom and rip. All green candles straight into the close. IWM led the way. Got high of day before anything else. Broke through the resistance, broke through the morning high, and we closed above the morning high, which is not what we did on everything else. QQQ, we did actually get to the morning high, but we closed below the high. SPX, much of the same. So moving on, we got the VIX still hanging around. VIX will not break down for some reason. I thought under 30 this thing would just collapse, but it's just been hanging around. A lot of bullish flow in VIX. I thought we were going to either fill this gap and then rip back up, or we're going to fill the gap and continue down into the 26s, 25s down here. But VIX has been holding up very well. That's definitely something to note. If you guys look at a 30-minute chart as well, it's just range bound. Much of the same action as SPX, so VIX can give you a signal. As you guys see here, you do have support here as well, 28.90, and it's trying to hold that. So 28.90, low side VIX, high side VIX, we're getting up to about 30 bucks. So whichever way it breaks, I mean, if it breaks under 29, I think we have a good chance as a rally in the market. If it breaks over 30, I think we go right back down in the market. SPX, very clear levels. I gave you these levels 2 days ago, guys, like 37.40, 37.70, and 3800. And what has the action been for the last 3 days? It's been all in these areas. So you break 37.70, easy short, all the way down to 37.40. Get to 37.40, go long, easy scalp to 37. You can just scalp SPX all day, and I do this a lot. When you guys hear me go quiet, I just be scalping off the cloud, and the trades are too quick. People won't be able to follow anyways. There's no point in calling them out. 37.40 again, held here, put in a little bear flag and then reversed back up. Got through 37.70, 37.70 retest, could have gone long here. Went right back up, came down, broke 37.70, could have shorted here, came right back down. You wouldn't have got your 37.40 target, but hopefully you covered some here. And then same story at the end of the day, broke back above 37.70. It should have been an easy long. My mind was more bearish. I was waiting for 3 p.m. for a 37.70 retest from below, and I was going to short, but obviously we ripped right through there at 2:30, so there was no play there at all. Other than that, let's talk about some plays. So this TNXP I took a little bit just based on a couple of rumors that I've been hearing about monkeypox. You got the World Health Organization talking about monkeypox as a potential pandemic. I went into the chart. The daily looks super beat up. The weekly looks way oversold. And any type of news about monkeypox, this thing should spike. You guys see the amount of volume that I got May 31st week. It went all the way from 215 low all the way to 480, which is more than 100% on equity. I grabbed some today at 194 just based on this meeting, based on the rumors, the news. There's so many articles now. The more buzz they put onto monkeypox, the more these stocks are going to fly. If you didn't want to play TNXP, you could have played SIGA. I didn't want to go too heavy. I just took a little risky shot at some equity. That's why I didn't take SIGA. I would have taken a larger position at almost 13 bucks. SIGA, TNXP, and GovX is the third one, I believe, if my memory is right. All obviously ugly charts near the lows. But again, any type of rumor, look what it did on May 23rd. It went up from $1.45 to $3.38. So you had more than 100% on equity alone here. So let's see how that one plays out. Para, Yash's play call out. I did follow a small lotto. It saved the line today, guys. So we had a little bear flag forming here. I think I drew it on the 4 hour or the 8 hour or something. What did I draw it on? Yeah, so the 8 hour is what I drew this bear flag on. We did break below it, and then look, we reversed and closed just above the trend line. So Para looks fine for now to the upside. Obviously, we want to see every single play go straight up in a line, but I do trust Yash with Para. I mean, yeah, with Para. Nice, Dhruv. I think you're going to be okay, most likely, tomorrow morning on those puts. We did recover the bear flag. We closed above it. That's all you can really hope for on a day like today when we were dumping completely. To recover and recover trend lines is a big deal, as you guys see on JPM as well. Just purely ugly action all day on banks. If you go to a 30-minute chart, no candle was green before 1 o'clock. Put in the 1 o'clock low, and then no candle was red. Like, how do you even interpret this? I have no idea. But you guys see these yellow trend lines? These are weekly trend lines. And we recovered them, which is a very important thing. If you are a technical trader, when you lose a trend line, you want to see it be recovered right away, which means it was a false breakdown. So far, so good. On the longer term time frames on JPM, I know it was a dirty dip, but if you guys look, we did recover and close above all the trend lines that we needed to close above. So JPM, no reason to cut yet. I still have a few left after taking profits yesterday. Just holding them. No rush to get out. I mean, I do expect dips to be bought into the end of June, which is next week. That's just my personal play. TLT is a bonds play. So this one may take a while to get going. By a while, I mean usually they start going when they rotate money from equities into bonds. And next week is a huge OPEX, huge rebalance. So maybe they buy equities for the next week. But after that, I do expect this to be the bonds bottom. I don't think TLT will go under 108.12 this year. So 108 will be the bottom, in my opinion. I'll leave this here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I'll admit it. But I think the bond bottom is in, and I do think they start rotating a little bit back into bonds. And that's it's more of a macro thing. It's very complicated, long. I'm not going to get into that right now. One play you could have just kept rinsing over and over. Yash called out this Walmart. He was very confident in it. Looked like a bottoming pattern. I took him at 70 cents with him, I believe, right here. I sold those ones for $1. I got back in on Friday for 35 cents. Those ones were 100% yesterday. Sold those for 100%. And then I was waiting for it to get back to 35 cents. I had a buy order in today on Walmart at 35 cents. I believe it went down to 37 cents at one point today. So I did not get filled, unfortunately. I didn't even look at the play, or else I would have changed my order from 35 to 37 and bought it. I didn't get filled. If you did, it's another 100%. So it's the third time you're playing it, third time you're making money. And it's, if the play is working, then just do it. And if Walmart comes back down to 35 cents, I'll probably load the exact same play all over again. So we'll go over that one last. AMD, I did take a few puts overnight. Reason being is the DAX. I was watching it all day. Kara gave us this number of 13,000. We broke it early in the morning, guys. Right at 9 o'clock, we broke through 13,000. We stayed underneath all day. We did rally at the end of the day with the SPX, but we rejected VWAP and we're still under 13,000. So that still leads me to believe there is a possibility of a global sell-off overnight. We have to watch overnight, and that's another reason I'm saying we might gap down tomorrow. Alongside the 3,800 reject on SPX, alongside the 1715 reject on RUT, alongside the VIX bouncing off support, putting in a little hammer there. There's a lot of signs. QQQ under the resistance, SPY obviously with the SPX as well. And there's just a lot of signs of weakness overnight, but we'll see. And based on that, I did hedge some of my longs. I do still have a couple Google. I have TLT. I have just a couple JPM, some Para, and some TTD. So just a hedge against my longs. I've seen this AMD weak all day. You see the 30-minute chart is actually what I was watching. Just off the bat, lost 84 right away. I told you in the morning, if we don't regain 84 on AMD, SPX will not take out 3,800 right in the morning at like 9:50, 10 o'clock. We never regained it. We bounced into the cloud and then just full out dump on AMD. 1 o'clock bottom and straight green candles into the end of the day here. We closed above VWAP, which I didn't like. So this line here is basically the opening range line. So obviously we had some struggle. The actual number was 81.67. The reason I put the line where I did is because when we tried to bounce here, we rejected. Tried to bounce here, we rejected. So I used this level instead, which is 81.92. Obviously we closed above it. But again, with all the indexes at resistance, I don't feel uncomfortable holding this overnight. They're $80 puts. It's small lotto size. Just in case we do gap down tomorrow, I'll sell these for 50, 60, 100%, whatever I get. And then the longs can bounce back as they wish. And it'll give me a little profit to sit more comfortably in there. The play of the day by far was this TTD for me. I've been waiting for this one for a while. Sunday I sent it out in the newsletter. We were waiting for this daily wedge. At first I wanted to get it on a 46.50 breakout, but then I seen the weakness in tech. I've seen these two weak candles on TTD, even off news that they partnershiped with Amazon. So I figured I'd wait till today. We got the dump today. If you guys look, exactly where we bought those contracts right here was literally the penny bottom of TTD today. Those contracts we got filled at 150. The low of the day was 150, and they just went straight up in a line. I love trades like that where you just catch it and you're just ripping green right off the bat. These contracts were up over 90% at one point, so congrats. I hope you guys took some profits. I did. I'm still holding some. They're July 18th calls, and to get 100% or 90% on the first day is a big deal, so you should have locked in some profits to give you comfortability to hold these contracts a little bit longer and see where the runners go. Other than that, let's see what happens tomorrow morning. I am expecting a gap down now. Could be wrong. We could just gap up and rip, but I'm expecting a gap down. We'll see what happens. And thank you guys for attending, and I'll see you guys later.